was a look at today's student-led walkout on Hanson Field in protest of the decision to move graduation off campus to the Placer Valley Event Center. Good morning and welcome to an all-new Eye of the Tiger. I'm Megan Huber.
And I'm Medrano. We open today's show with a rundown of the week in regards to the graduation venue change, beginning with last Tuesday's district board meeting. First, RHS seniors Maddie Nickerson, Kelly Capell, junior Nick Dominguez, and Antelope senior Robert Nuchez spoke to the board about their concerns with moving graduation.
The board then debated on whether or not to move graduation this year or wait until next year to prepare current juniors for the change.
I actually am going to make a pitch, and it may not be popular, but I'm actually going to make a pitch that we should do this now. And here's why. And again, I understand it may not be popular, and I'm okay with it. Because I wasn't elected to make popular decisions, I was elected to make hard decisions.
Board member Scott Huber put forward the motion to move graduation to the grounds this year, with concerns on the liability and accessibility standpoint of students as well as families with health concerns.
I think it's huge. I'm surprised we have not been sued a number of times over this. When was the last time an ambulance wasn't used at one of these graduations for heat stroke? I can't remember a time. Every single one, there's someone who has heat stroke.
Ultimately, the board approved the venue change with a 3-2 vote. Board members Andrew Tagg and Julia Rota voted against the move.
Okay. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes. Yes.
All opposed, please say no.
No.
No. Motion carries. Negotiations will.
In response to the board's decision, some seniors held a protest during Roar today. Students walked out onto Hanson Field to sit where they believe they should stand at graduation.
I don't necessarily agree with the walkout. I totally agree that we should be doing everything we can to prove our point and to stand together and to get the graduation moved, even though the decision has already been made. However, I don't feel like that's going to get us what we want. I just feel like it's a little bit more of an aggressive approach, and we need to start off by, again, writing letters and signing the petition and doing things like that before we do a protest.
In addition to the protest, junior Nick Dominguez created a change.org petition to move graduation back on campus.
The board is elected to represent the student body, and I don't think that they're properly voicing the students' voice, which is what they need to do. I feel like we have spoken out for this long about it, that they need to realize that we don't want to back down and we want to.
As of first period today, the petition is up to 2,674 signatures and has been shared across social media pages of both students and district alumni.
The venue will have more seating than available at each school's campus, allowing students and families to have more tickets. The ticket increase will vary by school and class size.
Common concerns among parents are fees for parking at the grounds. According to district officials, parking at the grounds will be free with accessibility to handicap spots.
With graduation at the grounds, the district will now pay for graduation rather than each prospective campus. Each school will save at least $15,000 per site. The district expects to save around $50,000 overall.
The district is working with administration from all 5 sites to work out a full plan for graduation.
We now go over to Kobe Estrada for sports.
Good morning and welcome to this Friday's edition of EOTSN. I'm Kobe Estrada. Tonight the football team plays last year's state champion Rio Lincoln Knights, led by senior Cameron Scatabo. Last year in Scatabo's junior campaign, he recorded 42 touchdowns and 3,550 yards in only 15 games. Senior linebacker Tyler Rower believes that Scatabo is by far the best individual player they have faced this year, but believes their run defense is good enough to stop him.
I mean, it's looking good. Every win that we have, they have not scored a point on us. We have a shutout every game that we've won. So I think our defense is looking pretty nice.
And make sure to come out tonight at 7, and the theme will be Blackout for Friday the 13th. And in other sports news, water polo defeated Whitney for the first time in 5 years on Wednesday night with a game-winning goal from Miki Yomojita in 5 overtimes.
It was probably the most excited I've ever been to actually score. We've had a hard time beating Whitney in the past before, and it was a huge accomplishment for us to win.
And that's all in your home for Roseville High School sports, top plays, breakdowns, and more. Eye of the Tiger Sports Network, EOTSN. And now we go over to entertainment.
Thanks, Kobe. If anyone has been even relatively involved in the music world recently, they know that Malone is killing the game.
Like him or not, you can't deny that every song he puts out is constantly played by just about any radio. Having multiple songs on the top Billboard 100 just this year, it's easy to tell how popular him and his music have become over the past few years. After all his success, he's continued to stay on top by releasing his third album, Hollywood's Bleeding. This album contains 17 tracks, but that's actually the least out of his 3 albums. His previous 2 albums, Stoney and Beer Bongs and Bentleys, both had a track list of 18 songs, which is a lot more than most artists. Even though Post Malone is considered a rapper, I feel his new music has brought a lot of a pop feel. Personally, I don't mind this sort of new sound from him, but I'm sure a lot of older fans will disagree with this choice. Even though he strays a bit from his old sound, you can easily recognize it's still incorporated. Something this album doesn't lack is the amazing features of different artists. Ranging from Meek Mill to Ozzy Osbourne, the different vibe you get from these artists with Posty's vocals sound great. Overall, there's not too many bad things to say about the music that have come with this release. I think if you're a fan of his old music or his new music, you can definitely find a few songs that you will enjoy. And now we go back to news.
Thanks, Isabella. Teacher Kelly Capell follows a longtime passion beyond classroom confines as she swims around Alcatraz, fundraising for her rowing club. As a veteran participant with an upwards of 4 swims under her belt, Capell annually enters the Alcatraz Invitational with a splash.
I definitely learned perseverance because there were times when I was swimming in the race that the waves were getting crazy and I was ready to just kind of be done, but it's just fun to finish and have all the cheering on the beach when you cross the finish line. It's just a very fun experience.
Capell has plans to dive into the event again next year. And that's it for us today on Eye of the Tiger. Don't forget to follow us on social media at EOT News across our various platforms.
And remember, we're always on at eyethetigernews.com. See you next time.